Hello class, Mr. Young here. Welcome to Chapter 26. It's called Building Today's World because it's mostly about the different regions of the world and their history from like 1900 on to today. It's we're gonna take our sweet time with this. It's 4 lessons. I busted it down into 8 because there was a ton of information and we get some time to fill. Um, Lesson 1: Challenges in Latin America. We're gonna break that down. I believe I have it like it's basically South America and then Central America. We talk about some strange happenings that occurred, like the Falklands War. There was a war in the 80s between Great Britain and Argentina. A lot of people were real familiar with. Fascinating little pocket war. We'll talk about that. Lesson 2: Africa and the Middle East. We're going to break that down to Africa and the Middle East. That is a very relevant lesson, as in, the Middle East is a big problem spot today. We're going to learn about how that started. A lot of this history is stuff that is directly relevant to today. Why problems that exist today, exist. Lesson 3: fall of the Soviet Union, end of the Cold War. Pretty fascinating chapter. I believe we talk about Mr. Putin a little bit. He's in the news a lot. Ex-KGB agent, that guy, kind of a dictator. Lesson 4: the world enters a new century. That's like what happened in the 2000s. So, very, very modern history. You were alive for that. Pretty interesting. You were very tiny, but alive. Now, this chapter is the last content chapter of the school year, but there's some time left, even when we spread this out, between the end of this chapter and the last week of school, which is what I call my closeout module. It's very easy stuff. It's really time for you to catch up if you need it. There's a few days between there, so we're thinking might have some kind of project or paper. It'll be roughly that week after Memorial Day, but we'll see. I'll plan it out before we get there. So look for, once we complete Chapter 26, some kind of project to end the year, and then an easy week the last week of school. That's what it's looking like. You can see me on the very next page with today's vocabulary and then the vocabulary assignment. Alright, let's get started with Chapter 26.